on Zoom and hello everybody on Facebook. Facebook, I won't be able to hear you, so I'm going to ask Anna Marie and Angela and Letiza if they can time to time go over and bring your questions forward if you have them. Today we're going to finish up on the grays. I thought last week was wonderful what we did with the blacks. Today we'll be finish up on the grays. So if you want to paint along, that'd be fantastic. And so Letiza, who's going to start?
Yes, thank you. So let's see let's point so today we talk about 7 gray. So the first is graphite gray. We have available in tube and in thick. Then we have Jane Blundell. It's a signature series, Jane Gray, the second one. Then we have the Alvaro Fresco Gray, the available in tube. Alvaro Caliente Gray. Then we have the 3 grays of Joseph Bukvich. So the Joseph Warm Gray, the Joseph Neutral Gray, and the Joseph Cool Gray. So every gray is different. From this set, only the graphite gray has one pigment. There is pigment black 10. The other are multi-pigmented. So we start with graphite gray. It's a pigment black. Jane gray is made with ultramarine blue and natural sienna. Then we have Alvaro Fresco gray. It's ultramarine blue, ultramarine red, and titanium white. Then we have Alvaro Caliente Gray. It has a natural sienna or sienna, ultramarine blue, and lamb black. Then we have Joseph Bukvich Warm Gray. It has the yellow ochre, quinacridone violet, and lamb black. We have the Joseph Bukvich Neutral Gray that has ultramarine blue, ivory black, and graphite gray. And then the Joseph Bukvich Cool Gray that has a cerulean blue chromium, quinacridone violet, and lamb black. So you can see my chart that is taken from our Sealab map. I have chosen the gray in the column. So just searching by the gray. And it says various features like the different kind of thing, the granulation of the colors. So the colors that don't granulate are the Alvaro Caliente gray and the graphite gray. The graphite gray is the one who has its maximum opacity. So it is one of the 7 our colors that is a lot of opaque, but not like the gouache. And the other things, the last row tells us about the values on the syllab on the map. So all the colors are both in series 1 or series 2. So the series 1 is only for the graphite gray, and all the others are series 2.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Thank you.
Okay, John, and now show me all the gray with I created a gradient with the yellow, and I use the 2 new yellow John Brilliant 1 and 2, and apply and starting with the beautiful graphic gray is very perfect to represent the pencil effect. Oops. I use in this case very light mode, or in my off pen squeeze from the tube. It's not available in a pen. Very beautiful gray, and apply with the Jaune Brilliant 1. Very light. create this gradient, light gray. And I use now from the tube the graphite gray, but with John Brilliant 2. Very strong mode. Okay. Mixing to this beautiful shade of gray, pink gray. Okay. And another beautiful, the first signature gray is James Gray. Take from 10. My little zooming. Okay, sorry for the shadow of my lamp. Interesting. James Gray is bluish and beautiful for rainy day, rainy sky. Maybe yellow. And create this softer gray shade. Very beautiful. And James Gray with John Brilliant 2. More powerful. Beautiful shades create. Another starting with another gray Albaro Caliente Albaro Fresco. It's two signature gray from the master of Albaro. And the first is Caliente. It's very beautiful mixing color for this beautiful gray with John Brilliant 1. For this beautiful hot gray and with yellow. And Albaro Fresco. It's similar to G, but it's different, obviously. With John Brilliant 2.
Giovanni, have you changed your camera?
Oops.
No,
The camera seems a higher resolution, and the color rendition is much different than it was last week.
we have changed the light.
Oh, I changed my light, sorry.
Oh,
Just the lamp.
That's the left.
Lamp.
it looks very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, but I broken my old lamp. And proceed with my shaded gray with the first Joseph warm gray. One beautiful set with John Brilliant 1. It's very interesting shade. Sorry for the reflection. Okay. Smooth. And Joseph Neutral. In this case, I use Joseph Neutral with John Brilliant 1 and 2. Brilliant 1 and Brilliant 2. Create this perfect gradient shade. And the last is Joseph Cool, one of the beautiful gray, very dark and bluish. It's perfect John Brilliant one for creating a neutral cool. And with John Brilliant shoe and create this perfect shade. I love this combination because I use I selected the yellow, in this case the new yellow, but in the brochure the gray is the opposite of the yellow range, and I'm very curious to mix in the all together. Thank you, John. Thank you to create this beautiful color.
Oh, you're very welcome, Giovanni. Does anybody have any questions for Giovanni?
Quale valore aggiunto pareggiare?
Okay, you're next, Ashley.
Okay.
That's clever.
All right. A little bit different today. I swatched all these colors out. I included Payne's Blue Gray and Payne's Gray just because I missed that one. And also because I want to see these next to them, right? Because as somebody who does a lot of animals, I use gray a lot, especially Payne's Gray that is on my dot card. But I have recently replaced it with this one. So the Joseph Z's Cool Gray is so, can you guys see? I mean, you can see it. It separates if you add water. So you can see all of these in mass tone can get really dark. So if you don't want to use black, but you need something black, any of these are awesome. It just depends on what temperature you're looking for. A lot of times when I paint pets with students that are white, not the student, the pet, we paint white pets, we're just looking for shadows. And so when we're looking at shadows, we want to know, does this shadow lean cool or warm? And so that's how we choose what gray to use. So, all right, let me go over. I wanted to start with this actually. So I've never really played with graphite gray. This is really interesting. And like Letty said, that graphite gray is very opaque. I wanted to see what it looked like watered down. And I love what I'm seeing here. You guys can see that. I don't know, is it supposed to be granulating? I think that it's my paper. So this is a cold press paper here. But the graphite gray, I know a lot of people lately are getting into like the water soluble graphite. So that's what you could use this for. So here it is on hot press paper. I was just playing around with it to try to get some different strengths. So here we've got, I didn't go quite opaque here, but I just slowly watered it down. I love the texture it's giving. And then here is where I let it kind of flow in water. So I took a palette knife and put it down across the middle and then kind of just let it flow. And then I made some trees, I guess. But you could do so much with this. I'm actually really excited about it now that I've played with it. And then there's that cool gray again. It's so lovely. I'm really obsessed with colors that kind of separate out when you add water. So I've actually been using this in place of Payne's Gray, like I said, a lot lately. And what I normally use grays for, dog noses. It's perfect for dog noses. So here we've got, you can compare the 3 Joseph Z's. By the way, I used masking fluid before I put these swatches down just for fun. It was very satisfying lifting the masking fluid, in case you were wondering. So here's the neutral gray. And I use neutral tint a lot, and we already had an entire thing on neutral tint, but I was actually thinking it'd be fun to compare this neutral gray with neutral tint just to kind of see how they compare. And then this warm gray I've never played with before until now. Look at that. You can kind of see we're getting some warm like separation there. Now this is with me adding a lot of water. You can see, like I said, mass tone. I actually added dots. You can see the dots of paint there still. I've probably added too much. But you can see how black it can get. And then with water, especially dropping water in while it's drying, gives you these beautiful, or not, if you don't like blossoms and things, then don't add water. But if you do, look at that. Beautiful texture. So I think I'm going to play with this warm gray more. And then here's Jane's gray. We talked about Jane Blundell and her mixture of burnt sienna and ultramarine. I often use burnt umber and ultramarine to make grays. So it's really nice to have something similar ready to go. And then here we get into the Alvaro's Caliente and Fresco. So here's a cool gray and a warm gray. I love that. Gray it's not boring. I mean, you wouldn't have thought of like, oh, we're going to play with gray today. That sounds fun. But when you look at them all together, see how many, they're so nuanced and just, oh my gosh, so exciting. And then, of course, Payne's gray and Payne's blue gray, which I won't get into today. But I wanted to quickly show you how I use gray in my practice personally. As you know, all of us are different and we all have our ways of painting. And for me, it's all about the pets, mostly dogs. So I'm gonna grab, I've got some of that Joseph Z's warm gray. I actually have a nephew named Jason, and we call him Jay-Z. So every time I write Jay-Z, I think of my nephew. So, all right. I'm gonna grab some of this warm gray. You guys are quiet today. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what I do. So I just use pretty mass tone. I fill in my nostrils. This is a pretty quick process for me. And then we go. So I'm basically just drawing with the paint. Really strong. Let me grab a little more. And this is where it gets fun. I wash my brush, tap it on my towel, and then I'm going to come back and let things kind of flow and let it play. Clean it again. By the way, this specific nose comes from a really funny looking dog that one of my students sent me a picture of.
What
And it
kind
made
of
me
dog is
smile.
it?
I'll show it to you. It made me smile. I don't even know what it is. I love this dog.
Oh dear goodness. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
The
love
face only a mother could love. Look at how cute.
No, I
Is
know,
that
but
a
that nose is fantastic. So yeah, we have a lot of fun around here with our pets. But anyway, yeah, I've never used this kind of the warm one before. I always use the cool because noses actually a lot of times look bluer. And so that's why I like the cool version of the gray. Um,
And that's Joseph's cool gray?
yeah, yes, it is this one right here is the neutral.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, I'm really obsessed with the cool gray. Yeah, so that is kind of that's the first layer. Always come back in and play around with the second. Um, let's see here.
I can't wait to see you with that finished painting of that photo you
Actually,
took.
I'm kind of bummed because it's not mine. I was teaching a student kind of how to paint it for herself.
Okay.
And so I may have to just paint it for fun because it's killing
Right.
me. Like I
There's so
want to
many
paint it so bad.
colors and so much.
All right, so this is the cool gray. I'm just doing these two side by side so we can get an idea of how they look together. I've never done a nose with this cool gray. This is the Joseph C's cool gray. And it is a very pretty color. I think Letty said what the three, I think isn't it three pigments mixed together?
Yes, yes, it is.
Can you remember what ones?
Don't remember what is the sheet.
The cool
I
gray?
have it written down somewhere.
One, the cool gray, the Albaro cool gray.
No, the Joseph Z's.
Joseph cool gray is a cerulean blue chromium, quinacridone violet, and lamb black.
Okay, so it does have black in it. Cool.
Yeah.
And this is a pug nose, in case you're wondering, because you know I like my pugs. My son made me a little Lego figurine of myself, and I'm holding a watercolor palette, and my shirt has a pug face on it.
Cute.
He nailed it right on the head there. Okay, so you can see how two different grays can lean warmer or cooler.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate you describing it with your words because my camera doesn't pick up the nuance as well. So that
That's true.
opens our
That is
eyes
the-
for it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the frustration, isn't it? All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Ashley, we had a quick question on the Zoom side asking, do you ever mix your own grays or does time not permit that?
I mix my own grays on a daily basis. Burnt, umber, and ultramarine blue is my go-to because I can lean it one way or another, cool or warm.
Thank you.
Oh, hi guys. I apologize. I'm trying a new camera, so I don't know if you could see the colors as well. But I chose the gray titanium, the Joseph's Cool Gray, Alvaro's Caliente, and then Jane's Gray, so you guys could see what a big difference, what a variation there is from the warmer Alvaro and Gray to the cooler Joseph's Cool and Jane's Gray. And something really cool about Joseph's Cool, no pun intended, okay, maybe a pun, is you get color separation. So I think it's the cerulean blue and the violet that pull away. So you get this light blue passage in your grays. So if you're doing a lot of wet on wet, this Joseph's Cool Gray would be spectacular because of those interesting variations in the color. And then I just put the quinacridone gold at the bottom so you can see how golden it becomes next to those grays. It really, really pops, doesn't it? So I got a challenge from Anna to paint something. So I thought these are the colors I chose. So I'll sit here in the background painting while someone else shares. Thank you.
Buffy, you can really see. I like to use the word nuance. That in the cool gray there, how the way that you did it, you actually are able to see that separation. It's so lovely.
Oh, it's really, really fun. I did a pour. I'll see if I can find it and maybe I could share at the end. It's very abstract, but I did a pour with that. And it is really exciting. If you have a big piece of paper and you want to do a really moody sky, you could pour this color and it's just fantastic. You know what? Maybe I'll prep some, and if we have time, I'll pour some for you guys.
Beautiful.
It'll take me a couple minutes to get ready, but John, I have a question for you. Of all the colors that the masters could have chosen, I've noticed that a lot of them are choosing grays and blacks. Do you think you'll ever have, for instance, Alvaro create like a fiery orange or something else besides the grays and blacks?
You know, we usually ask the brand ambassadors what colors they use, and Alvaro, because he paints outdoors, a lot of his colors are the darks, are the grays, are the blacks. But I'd be super open if you wanted an orange. I'd be super open to make him an orange. Also, the reason for the Alvaro gray and the Joseph, but certainly for the Alvaro, is his students would ask him, "How do you make that gray?" And he was taking, like, it takes him seconds to do it, but it might take 12 minutes for him to explain to his students, well, use this much and that much. And he thought it
Yeah.
wasn't the best use of his time, and it'd just be easier for them to buy the tube so he could give them experience of how he paints. And it wouldn't take them that long afterwards to figure out how to make the gray themselves. But for the classes, to make it fast, if he had those grays already done, it could expedite his training. So that's why we made those.
Thank you. That's exciting. All
And
right.
yes, we certainly would. If he was interested in an orange or a red, we certainly would make that. Absolutely.
I'm going to pour this on the hot press. And thank you for answering that. And Alvaro, if you watch this, I'm putting in a request. I just noticed he does a lot of grays and blacks, but he has that fiery orange color pop. So it would be neat to see his very own version of that. So here is the Joseph's Cool, and I'm just going to pour it. Oh, gosh, look at that already. So exciting. But as it moves around, you're going to see that blue start. You can already see some of the violet. This is a lot of fun to do too if you guys like abstract work. Is just pouring the color on and letting it move around the paper. And sometimes you'll learn a lot about a color this way because what it looks like on a little tiny swatch. Usually most people swatch right about here and that's all the information they pull. But when you make big swatches and wet swatches and dry swatches, and you could really see things about the color. And this is on hot press. So you could see that there is, oh my gosh, I wish the camera.
Buffy, you have a raging bull there.
What? A bull?
It looks like a raging bull.
Oh, see, there we go. We have an abstract already. I shall name it Raging Bull. And these are wonderful too, to do something like this and then see what you see out of it and then turn it into something. Or go through your photos and see if anything kind of matches what the paint's doing. But I find these to be so beautiful in themselves that I could see them being framed just for those that love certain colors. Can you guys see the violet pulling away? And then the blue settling in, but on the edges here, we have this violet happening. And that's the neat thing. I've had people ask, well, why do you all have so many blacks and so many grays? And it's like, well, please try them and you'll see why. They all have their own personality. And this is exciting to me. This is why I love watercolor pouring. I think that this is the most satisfying part for me, is just seeing how the colors spread out and break down. John, you explained it before about particle size and all of that. So every paper kind of acts a little bit different.
For the granulation?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So whether it's cold press, hot press, it's all going to act differently. How fast it gets absorbed for different sizing, all that will have an effect.
I'm going to splatter just for fun, because it's kind of an exciting pour, and I thank you for letting me share it. I'm going to splatter some of that quinacridone gold in here, just for a little. Look at how bright that is. It looks almost fluorescent because of that gray. This is just plain old quinacridone gold. I had a question asked, how do you make colors glow? How do you make watercolor glow? And I think this is a perfect visual illustration, is to make a color pop, having neutrals and grays behind or around it can really make the vibrant color sing, doesn't it? Anyways, thank you for letting me share, guys. Look at that one.
That's so beautiful.
Very cool.
And then Caroline, maybe I'll ship this to Caroline and then have her paint her rocks on top of it and do a collaboration.
Yep, I'm up for that. No problem. Bring it to Italy.
Deal. Yeah, this would make some cool rocks.
Very nice.
Thank you guys.
In the
Thank you.
meantime, Giovanni is pouring some coral reef into
Graphite gray.
graphite gray.
What? That's so cool.
That
Ooh,
is cool.
look at that one.
Yeah,
Yes,
some
very-
brilliant.
And I try to show the graphite gray is the unique no granulating, and this is Jane Gray with a coral reef, little very explosion to wet on wet. This is the 3 gray Joseph with coral reef. A little zoom out. And this is Alvaro Caliente and Cool with coral reef. It's very interesting.
Coral reef is
model.
the new color.
My preferred is James Gray. Thank you.
That's nice.
Can we go to Angela, maybe?
Angela, we can hear you. Oh, your
Sorry,
mic
I
is
was
there.
sorry, I was talking away. I said I didn't have time to prepare the swatches, but I'm going to do what Buffy inspired me to do, which is to do some free swatching with the grays and see how they react. I'm going to start with and the grays mixed with other colors. So this is Joseph's. Which one is this? This is the cool gray. So here we have some cool gray. And with a lot of water, as you know that I like to work with a lot of water. And see what happens. I'll let it run and mix with the other grays. Now I clean my brush and I use the warm gray. Look how different they are. I'm going to let them run a little bit into each other. And add now, I will add the neutral. Yes, Joseph, you're right. Joseph said it was so much hassle explaining every time how to make the mixes. So it's much better to have them ready-made. Now that I have this base of grays, you might see the lines here, but if I let them run, they will probably disappear. Let me wet it a little bit more. Okay, so now I have some other colors here. I have quinacridone deep gold, and I'm excited to see what it will create with these grays, because quinacridone deep gold is a very powerful color. Also hematite burnt scarlet, which is one of my favorites. Now a bit of water again, and let them run. Cleaning my brush, but I already like the effect that we get. I don't know if you like it, but look, I'll add a bit more of the cool gray. Wow, I like that. I like that. And I will use now the hematite burnt scarlet. You know, this
That's
color.
beautiful, Angela. It's exploding in color.
Yes, this quinacridone deep gold is fantastic. And now this is one of my favorites, very granulating, this hematite burnt scarlet. See what will happen with these grays. But this is not a very powerful color, so you've got, if you want it strong, like I like to use strong colors, I have to put a lot of it. Some of it was left on my brush. So here it goes. Let the colors flow. And now I need something, I had the yellow, so I need something red. What about Pyro? What do you think? Shall I use Pyro? Ah.
I was thinking it wouldn't be an Angela painting without red in it.
Look at this.
Romance.
My God. It is not shy. This Pyro red is not shy at all. Let's use now some more grays. And there's still space for one or two more colors. You maybe wonder what it will look like when it's dry, but you see that it settles beautifully.
Angela,
Angela,
this
is
is
that a
hot press.
press?
Yes,
Thanks.
cold press. Bauhorn cold press.
Cold press.
Yes, because it flows much better for me. I like it more. Now manganese blue. Also, you need to use a lot of manganese because, and then with the red, wow. Let me splatter some this manganese. Okay. How about we let the red go into the manganese and the blacks and everything. Sorry, the blacks, the grays. I think they need some more. It's drying already. I want to use some more gray. I will use the warm gray. I think it's the warm gray. Not sure.
Isn't it remarkable when you let the colors mix and mingle? Look at how that yellow gold is just standing out, even with all the red and black and gray. It's just beautiful.
Yes, it is. It is strong. It has a strong presence here, even though it's wet, but it has a strong presence. I think it gives the light to the painting. And my last color will be an orange, the permanent orange, here in this little hole. Just what you were doing, Buffy, letting the color run. No bulls this time, but maybe another animal. Don't know. What can you see, Caroline?
I was thinking about that, and a few minutes ago I could see the bust of a person if you were to tilt it up to your clockwise. But then you added more and it's moved again. So what can I see now? I love cloud watching, so this is a fantastic way to cloud watch. My reaction is still potentially a face by tilting it clockwise, turning it clockwise to portrait. And now you moved it.
Clockwise means like that, right? Like that?
Yeah. So I see a face in there, obviously you would need layers to develop the content of the face.
Oh, now I've changed everything, right? With the
Yeah. And now instead of a human face, it looks like a little lamb's face.
Okay. Well, it can change.
Somebody else can see a magpie. There you go. Oh, I can see the magpie.
Can you?
Yeah. Or a toucan.
I see it.
Yes.
There's a few comments in Facebook. So Judy saw a poppy. She
Oh, really?
loves poppies. Connie saw a sunset portal with trees, and now Connie says it's a parrot.
Wow.
Oh, and Peg says it's a toucan.
And
Anna
this,
says toucan. Oh, somebody says magpie.
wow.
It's because you keep moving it. It's just an ever-changing, beautiful paint. It's like a work of art that moves.
Yeah, definitely moving. Look at that. And this bit, I like. I don't know, with the light, it might shine too much, but look. Look how beautiful. And these grays here, how they separate. You see the grays, how they separate? And they accompany perfectly any mix that you make. They are not overpowering. They are just making it look nicer and accompanying, helping. And I don't know about the magpie, but I don't see it. Where is the magpie?
Turn it back anti-clockwise. You might have lost the magpie now. It's all moved so much.
Like this?
But the magpie was standing down lower in the painting. But yes, it's moved now. Definitely changed. Turn it up the other way, upside down completely.
Like that?
Yeah. See, that's so beautiful. It's almost like flames licking the page.
And the little blue at the bottom is nice, isn't it?
Yes.
I like this manganese blue. I don't know, we can keep turning, or I sometimes I'm sorry to stop it because beautiful shapes are coming out of it. I think we need some more. So it's getting dry again. Maybe central heating here.
It would be a fun exercise as a group to do a whole lot of pause and then swap our pause and do something else on the page.
Well
It
said.
would.
What an excellent idea. Yeah.
That would be like a dream. How cool.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know if I disturbed the yellow here. I like the yellow.
Angela, have you got any nickel titate yellow?
Have I got?
Nickel titate yellow.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Uh,
I have the
Angela, which yellow is this one?
this one is the quinacridone deep gold. This one.
Only this yellow you're using?
And then
Or you mix two?
no, and then I mix the permanent orange. Here is the permanent orange, and here is the quinacridone deep gold. And in the middle are the grays. The three, I didn't use Alvaro's grays. It's the Joseph's Cool, Warm, and Neutral. Let me try.
Do you know with which color did it mix, causing the granulation? I see some granulation in yellow.
Yeah. No, it's the gray that caused the granulation.
Gray.
The gray, one of the Joseph's grays.
Okay.
No, it's not the yellow. It's the gray.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Do you know which of the colors that caused this? Because I love this granulation that came a little bit like ochre.
It might be, I think in the middle I use the cool gray. Is that possible? Is it granulating, Leticia? think it is.
Also, the paper you're using, the Bahang paper, it really has texture, doesn't it?
No, not at all.
No?
No,
Wow, really?
no, not at all. It is totally, it's hot pressed.
I
Do you
like
think-
this color because it reminds me on skin color.
Yeah, maybe it's the hematite. Did you say you put a hematite?
Oh, yes, here I use the hematite. In this area, I
that
use
can be-
hematite burnt scarlet, this one. And in the others, I used Joseph's Cool Gray. I think it was the first one I used. Then the Warm Gray and the Neutral. Neutral was here and this was Warm. Yes, I'm not sure. I have to swatch them separately to see which one granulates more. But it is really, really nice. Here there's only gray and yellow, only. Well, yellow, quinacridone deep gold. Shall I use a bit more water and see if it moves more? Now, no parrots, no nothing.
Yes, you still have a parrot. It looks like an Australian cockatoo flying with its wings out.
Wow. We'll have to learn how to paint that. This one, yeah, right? This, yes.
Yep, that's it.
Well, actually, I can see two. One here and one over there. And this is in front of your house, obviously?
Yes, of course,
Yeah,
including the handrail off the balcony.
exactly. You must have this one, Caroline. You must have this one.
It looks like everybody wants to give me their art today. Send them over.
Well, it's your lucky day. It's your lucky day.
It's my lucky day.
It's not your birthday, is it?
No, we can pretend, but
Oh, okay. It's your next birthday.
exactly.
It's important to keep cleaning the borders because otherwise, when you turn it, the drops will go into your painting. Not that in this case that it matters so much, but in many cases, yes. And there's a lot of paint here. Look, a lot of water. You want me to add anything else, or shall I leave it like this?
We need to leave it like this because when it dries, it's going to have even more information to see.
Yeah. Let me see.
It looks like Giovanni has an abstract going as well. Look at that.
Look at that. How beautiful.
Painting a kind of marble.
Yeah. My little experiment with James Gray and Coral Reef and John Brilliant and Alvaro Fresco to the Dinuis and the graphite gray for the dark shade. I love this experiment because I remember me when I create come si dice marmo finto?
Fake marble.
Fake marble in the church when the restoration time.
This is
Giovanni, it actually looks like a piece of coral under the water.
Ah, yeah.
Un pezzo di corallo sotto l'acqua.
This is Caliente Alvaros, huh? Gio,
No, it's fresco.
fresco.
Yeah. The base is a James Gray and wet on wet, and apply the Coral Reef and John Brilliant, and after the shade is Alvaro Fresco, and the dark is Graphite Gray.
I have to try what you're doing, which is drawing a line around certain shapes.
Yeah.
This looks really, really good.
Thank you.
Teeny point.
Because there is no purpose at all, no? It's totally arbitrary, right?
Yeah.
Freehand.
Yeah.
Giovanni, you've been asked if you used any white in this, or did you rely on the water to come back to paper white?
No whites added. So
No,
just
it's the
the paper.
remove. It's the paper. I remove it with my flat brush with water and cleaning the water in this mode. Cleaning, and remove.
On the Facebook side, we have a lot of appreciation for all of the portraits and paintings that are happening that are still wet. And they were hoping that after everybody's is dry, if they would be willing to post them still. Thank you.
If we were hoping, sorry, can you repeat?
The people watching appreciate all the wet paintings and they want to see them when they're finished and dry and done moving. So they were hoping you would, everybody would post it also.
Them. Yes, we will post them.
Thank you.
I could show you really quick, guys. Like I said, it's very abstract, but when you do a pour and then you pull something out of it, just plain with color, you can see this is with the deep gold like Angela used. And you can see how well those golden colors play with the grays and blacks. And cobalt teal splatters in really pretty as well. Just for some color ideas.
I'm doing the Giovanni. I'm copying Giovanni. I'm drawing lines around my shapes.
Yes, with a rigger brush. Rigger brush is okay.
Yeah. So what will happen? I don't know, but surprise.
You may use the cool gray by Joseph or the Alvaro Fresco because they are stronger.
I'm using the cool gray actually.
Yeah.
The Joseph's cool gray.
It works better on the foreground, the cool, while the warm goes just lays just a little bit under.
Yeah, it goes back, right?
Yes, a little bit.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you consider the satellite genuine gray or more like a dark black? Satellite genuine.
I use it for gray all the time. If I need a cool gray for a dog nose, for example, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
So I guess it just depends on your kind of art. I would love to hear other responses.
So, for example, to me, I consider soda light genuine as a strong blue, but just in case we are talking about grays, I go directly with the graphite gray. For me, it's very strong and it is opaque. So it has for me, the natural strong color. Otherwise, Giovanni likes neutral tint for all the grays. So it's a matter of personal choice. So the light is wonderful. But
it is an incredible, and I thank Anna Marie for suggesting it. I love it. But I'm looking at it here right now with Pace Gray, and it's almost it's very similar. It's I have it like there. So that's why, but it does have a hint of blue.
Yes, it does.
Thank you.
And it's granulating too, right, Anna?
It's super granulating, and I actually started with what you were saying, Buffy, with the mixes, and then I went with Angela's thing, and you can. Sorry, I'm on a bus, so sorry. And there's a lot of mountains here, so you can see the. Oh, I don't know if I'm being spotlight, but there's the granulation. If you can see it in my phone.
Yes.
That's a sodalite, and I dropped some green gold. Thanks to Angela. And yes, and I don't have Pyrrole crimson coral or Pyrrole orange with me, but something like that. So the bus is moving a lot, so that's all I could do today. So
are you able to paint on a bus? My God, very
I was
Very
just about to say that. Isn't it
bus.
amazing? Watercolor artists can paint anywhere, including on a bus.
painted on an airplane, but on a bus, never.
Here's my little Lego if anyone wanted to see that. It's supposed to be me. And I have my little pug shirt
Oh,
and my painting on an
That's
easel.
cute, Ashley.
Yeah, my boy made that when he was like 12. He's 18 now, so it's special.
so it has a shield. Oh no, it's a painting.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
palette.
brush, huh? It's a brush.
Yeah, brush palette. Here you go.
Oh, beautiful.
Ashley, I see you painted with Joseph's cool gray. Did you mix some of the blues with that color?
No, that's just how it separated when I added a lot of water.
Can
Isn't that
you
cool?
Yeah,
so
that's
interesting.
that manganese. No, sorry, cerulean blue chromium. That's probably what's separating.
Anyone
These are
else
so
from
beautiful
our
grays. I have
audience?
been using them so often in my paintings, and I am out of. That's why I didn't do swatches tonight. Alvaro's, Joseph's. I use all the time. Very beautiful colors.
And which
We
one
have a
do
few
you
minutes left, about 3 minutes. Anyone else from our audience who would like to share? How about Lo?
Yeah, this is
Okay,
mine.
there. Okay, let's add that in spotlight.
Oh, there it is. Ah,
Oh, nice.
So of the colors today, I only had a graphite gray, but I've been
Yeah.
working on negative painting and white
So
flowers. So I find it really helpful to kind of reduce to just one color when trying to learn that new skill. So thank you.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
Lo.
love it.
Oh, okay. We have Diane as well.
Wow.
Which colors are these, Diane?
It's just the Alberto Clement.
The Caliente?
Caliente, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
This one, I have to do a building very much like that. So I was just trying to get a start on it. And I gave my doggy a bone.
Love it.
Thanks, Diane.
Yes.
We'll share everybody's artwork on one frame. Angela. So, and then Lo, and then Anna. And
I
Anna's
think
just
this week's
amazing.
interesting because with greys, we often want to just show the greys. Whereas last week when we did blacks, we all wanted to add colour to the black.
Yeah. Because the grays are so beautiful in themselves.
Very nice.
Maybe Anna can share her sketchbook one day when she's off the train, because I know she
Yeah.
does so much plein air adventures, and we would just love to see it.
We can get together, Ashley.
I should
Yeah.
mention that this is halfway done. This is very light. I haven't done the covers, and that's what I'm traveling right now. But
Everyone.
Buffy, even your palette looks like art.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah.
Please join us tomorrow.
Yes, please.
Who's
Yeah.
our artist
Thank you.
tomorrow?
Thank you,
Yeah,
John.
thank you
Dear
all.
Thank you, everybody.
Rajat.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, see you
Thank you
tomorrow
Rajat will
with
be
Rajat.
See you.
Very,
Bye
very
bye.
nice.
Rajat will
Thank
once
you
again
all.
share how he managed
Thank you.
to hold the most number of sticks in one hand. So he's gonna do that while he paints all the sticks in one hand. Like Wolverine. That's from his word,
Yes.
Wolverine.
Record. Guinness record.
Bye bye.
Bye
See
bye,
you all
everybody.
tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye.